Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be about the Škoda T27. I am a few days late to the party. The tank did get released on Friday, but I was unfortunately on vacation at that time, so I was not able to post a video about the tank. But I thought I would still go ahead and give my thoughts on the tank here and talk about it some. Unfortunately, I can't get the tank because, of course, the tank is in crates again, and I just don't have enough money to blow 50, 60, 70, maybe 80 bucks on a tank every time it comes out just to make a video and make back no money. So sorry about that, guys, but just not going to be able to do any gameplay of this tank, but I'll still give my thoughts on the tank anyway. And yeah, so right off the bat, HP is a little low, 1350 HP. Oh, first of all, let me talk about the tank. Crates, 5% drop chance, 25 charms for the tank. There are fortunately charms with this tank, but it will cost about 105 bucks to get the tank if you end up using charms, which is a lot for a tier 8, but at least there is a cap for this one, only $105 instead of, you could just go in this endlessly with some tanks, you know. So there is those opportunities to get the tank. That's how you could get it, like I said. Alright, back to the statistics here. Then we have 2,089 DPM on the AP, 1,804 on your APCR, and 2,564 on your HP. Only 44 penetration on your HE, so you're rarely going to get to use that, but when you do, with of course the burst on this tank, you'll be doing 810 burst damage with the HE shells on this tank, which is quite a lot of damage that you will be able to do in that, you know, quick time. Of course, with those 3 shells in only 3 seconds to unload, 810 damage is quite effective. Your premium also has a pin of 237, a little low for a tier 8, not the best premium out on this tank. And your regular shell, of course, is 220 alpha, giving you a regular burst damage of 660 in 3 seconds, which isn't bad. I think the burst on this tank, it's a pretty good. You can be effective with this burst. Obviously, though, you're going to want to play it like a clipper. It's basically a 3-shot Lorraine. Take a Lorraine, make it check, and give it 3 shells instead of 4, lower the reload and stuff, and that's basically, in my opinion, what this tank is here. It has got a 16-second clip reload, so, you know, obviously much, 5 seconds better so than the Lorraines, but it only has 1 shell. You can get those 3 shells, only has 1 shell, has 1 shell lesser, so you can get those 3 shells out quicker, do your burst damage quicker, and reload quicker, but your burst damage isn't quite as much, so I feel like it depends on your playstyle if you would like a Lorraine or this better. If you like bigger burst damage and if you don't mind very long reloads, the Lorraine will probably suit you better. But if you like quick, burst damage reloads, and then obviously the magazine reload isn't very quick. It's still 16 seconds, but it's quicker than a Lorraine. If you like that more, then you should probably go for trying to get the Škoda here. Alright, we have a 1.68 second base aim time, dispersion of 0.319, so it's got okay accuracy. It's not insane or anything like that, but obviously you want some decent aim time, so in between those shells you have enough time for your gun to aim back down a little. This isn't too bad at that, as you can see. It's okay at the accuracy, nothing insane though, nothing super special. You have 8 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of gun elevation on this tank as well, so you are going to be able to shoot, over those ridges and stuff. Now, concerning the armor profile of this tank, oh wait, 1 second first, we're going to talk about the speed first. 50 kilometers an hour, 20 in reverse, so I'm pretty sure that's not as fast as the Lorraine. The Lorraine is quicker, but this does have a little bit more armor than the Lorraine. The Lorraine is complete paper. I'm not really going to go over the armor of this tank because I can just tell it to you right now. It's really not much. About 130 millimeters on the front plate, about 140 or so on most of the turret. It also has 2 big hatches up there, but that's not really going to matter because you'll be able to pin all of the rest of the turret. Sides are HEable, rear is HEable, but the rear of the turret and sides are not HEable unless you have Hesh or something like that, so you are safe there. And when you're going hold down with those 8 degrees of gun depression, you really don't improve too much on the armor. You're really not going to get that many bounces on this tank. If you're at a very nice angle going hold down, you might get a few bounces on the turret or something like that, but that's really about all you're going to be getting on this tank. Do not rely on the armor because it is not going to, it's not going to keep you protected. You're going to want to get those shells out quick and run and try to take as little damage as possible because you will be an HE magnet as well, of course, with that very weak side and rear armor. So that's pretty much the Škoda T27, excuse me. It's okay, decent tank in my opinion. I think this is actually quite a fun tank, it looks like to me. I don't think it's obviously OP. I don't think it's horrible either. Wargaming, of course, I've said this basically for every new tank that's come out. They're decent. They're all good. They're not overpowered. They're not, underpowered. None of them are bad. None of them are insanely overpowered or anything like that. And it's actually pretty nice to have some decent premiums coming out. The only thing Wargaming has left to fix is not make them in crates, which of course I'm not going to grumble about too much, because they will come back for gold, for money, for reasonable prices that you will be able to get. You just have to wait 6 months, maybe a year. Of course, if you're a patient, that won't be any problem at all. But for most people, they're pretty impatient, including me, and you just want to go for the crates. But which isn't, of course, very fun, because you end up wasting all your money and not getting the tank. But in my opinion, just don't get it right now. Wait for it to come out for sale again. And of course, you could just get a Lorraine, which just came out for like 5,000 gold recently, not anymore. It's not in the store anymore. And you could get a very similar experience. I wouldn't say one or the other is better yet, because I have not played either of them, actually. But they seem pretty similar to me, except this one is a little bit more of a, a little quicker, burst damage, and, the Lorraine is more of a sit there and just unload sort of tank. So yeah, that's pretty much the Škoda T27, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's a few days late, but I will see you in the next one. Bye.